Yay, we're live. Hello, and welcome to Bracket Bastards. You know, what we do here, we take a topic 32, 64, 128, and we narrow it down to one winner. You are probably wondering, now, who's this guy talking? Because you're used to the dulcet tones of Freddie Fisher. But this week, you're going to get me, Harvey, the Black Bastard. And let's be honest, you're happy because you get to hear me. It's okay. I won't tell anybody. I'm hosting for a very special reason. We'll get to that in the end, but let's get started. I'm Harvey, the Black Bastard, and this is...
I am Chansey, also known as the greatest BBC champion of all time. The greatest, so much so that not only was it a landslide shutout victory, they just couldn't even start it up after the fact. They buried it, they put a headstone on it, and it ain't coming back like Jason Voorhees.
And this is...
This is your usually host, Freddie Fisher. I'm not hosting today. Harvey is definitely taking the chair. The only reason that we have not revamped the bracket, the BBC, is because unfortunately all of those have lives, unlike myself, that we can't decide on when to actually do this. I have questions, and just because Chansey did such a damn good job, I made all these questions super fucking hard. So look forward to that.
Those questions took some Viagra.
And who's next?
You know, it's Jeremy. Just over here, gazing at the moonlight, thinking it's as good as it's gonna get. Doing a little bit in and out with my wife, you know, my little Miss Sunshine. But in all reality, though, I feel like I'm falling down off Jacob's ladder. Thankfully, I have Harvey to reign over me and this beautiful mind of a psycho. Though I don't know what was eating Gilbert Grape besides a couple hot pussies, so stop being so emotional, Johnny. Just glad I got to hang with these uncut gems called bastards. I don't know if they're uncut, folks. Look at your own discretion. But especially the Fresh Prince of Florida, our host himself, Harvey Laguerre. That's right. It's your ODB here to get mental.
Here to get mental. And... that's you, Casey.
Hi, I am Casey. Back for the first time in a while, but I am very happy to be here. I am, for those of you who may not remember, the host of An Evening at the Movies, proud member of I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network, also co-host of Literature Reapers. And just to knock Chansey's ego down a peg, he's not that good at trivia. Amanda kicked his ass at horror trivia on An Evening at the Movies. So tune in for round three.
That
It's a tie.
Flawed. That was flawed as hell. I listened to that. Your system of doing stuff is just weird because a majority of the questions on one of them I got right, and I'm not a horror fan, so it depends on which one that you chose.
To refute your accusation of flawed, that came specifically out of a horror trivia game. So there is no flaw in our game. We took what was already published and ran with it. Not my fault.
There was a couple of cards that were actually wrong though, because I remember Amanda was like, "Wait, that's not right. That's not how it happened."
Yeah, it's not. Wasn't right.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the Hasbro or the maker of the game.
My point in that though is that I am not a horror fan like at all, and I knew like every single one of those trifecta of piles of questions, and not a lot of the other ones. So it depends on which one you chose. Jamie's in comments, by the way, in celebration of the boys and the boys only episode. Congrats to our buddy DeAndre Robinson, by the way. Yay. Another boy in this world. He is him and his lovely wife are expecting a child, and it's going to be a boy coming into this world. So congratulations to our boy DeAndre in his upcoming boy coming up to the world. Another man in the house.
Yay. Congratulations to DeAndre and Emily. Baby is coming. It's gonna be awesome. We don't have enough men walking around. We need more.
And congrats on naming him Dre Jr., just like one of my favorite shows. So I love that.
Alrighty then. And to round this out, I am Harvey Laguerre. I am host of Men of the Prize, the podcast, co-host of Love is Black, the podcast that I host with the Hot Life Carice, a member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network with that guy, him. And finally, friend to all of the men in here, obviously, and an OG member of the Bracket Bastards podcast. It was me, the Fredster, and Jeremy. We got it going. I'm hosting this for a very particular reason. This month is a very important month for the sex that is in this bracket, that is in this podcast episode. June is Men's Mental Health Month, and I wanted to spotlight that. So I wanted to get some men together, and we're going to have some fun. It'll be serious occasionally because I'll drop some tidbits and stuff in here. But otherwise, I want to keep the fun that we have while respecting something that usually isn't talked about, and that's men's mental health. So the bracket, we're taking 32 movies that pretty much focus on men's mental health, and we're just going to narrow it down to one. Everybody in here should have the list of those movies. Hopefully you got a chance to watch some if you didn't. I was going to do it by simple, 1 through 32. I mixed them up. So we're just going to randomly do these brackets. Freddie, I sent you pictures just so you can save it for the book eventually when it comes out so you know how it got started. Mm-hmm. Rules. First of all, the most important one that never, ever gets mentioned. I'm going to make sure we do it first this time. Feel free to do this even though Fred's not hosting. If something comes up and it's annoying to you and you do not like it, feel free. This is a free space. Feel free to belt out with all of your heart and soul. Fuck you, Freddie.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Yeah.
Let's say it all together.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Yeah.
With everybody saying, fuck you.
You, Freddie. Yeah.
I'm not hosting this show. This has nothing to do with me. This is all Harvey. So, but even the bastard that I am, I can't say fuck you, Harvey. I just can't. Harvey is too much of a good guy for me to tell him fuck you.
Exactly.
The man is a saint.
I will accept all of Harvey's ill intent on this one, and all of his fuck yous can go to me because I am not hosting this show today. So
that works.
I have no problem saying it.
Something. Yeah, feel free to say it. I'm saying FUF. Hashtag FUF. We can do it. It works.
But now I can't say fuck you, Harvey.
You mean FYF?
No, I use you. FUF. Yes, I'm not. I'm not grammatically correct. FUF looks better than FYF. I don't like that ish. And second, I think we're still going to use the blowing of the proverbial load, which means if you don't want to vote in your specific spot and you don't wait for everybody else, feel free to blow your load, which means you get to vote last, unless, of course, somebody else blows their load and then you have to go after them. So keep that in mind. Other than that, if you've watched or listened to us, you know what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun and talk about random movies. If you don't know a lot about the movie, I got a little bit of research done, so I can probably give you a little info on it. Otherwise, let's just talk about this. We will start, and we're going to start with, well, at least I'm just going to go by the order that's on the screen. I like that. So Chance, Freddie, Jeremy, Casey. I'll be last to start with. Makes me happy.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So if you guys are like the originals and Casey and I are the outsiders, can I be Scott Hall?
Ooh.
I'll be Big Sexy.
You're both too sweet. Okay.
For life. For life.
All right.
Yes, sir.
The first matchup is Little Miss Sunshine versus Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko.
Okay, that was simple. Why?
I felt that I understand why Little Miss Sunshine definitely has that mental health. I don't want to call it an undertone, but it's not necessarily an overtone either.
Right.
It's definitely an overtone. How crazy Donnie Darko really is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't mention this before. So Little Miss Sunshine, the mental health issue that's in there is really depression. So that's what they talk about a lot. And suicidal thoughts, obviously, that's in there too. Donnie Darko deals with schizophrenia. So obviously, I'm going to try to throw those in there so you know what actual mental illness or mental issues are in these movies. So Chancey went with Donnie Darko. Hey, Freddie, what do you think? Little Miss Sunshine or Donnie Darko?
I will be going with Donnie Darko as well. Not only is it, I personally think it's a better movie than Little Miss Sunshine,
Okay.
but so as far as the movie quality goes, it would automatically get my vote. But as far as the mental acuity for this particular bracket alone, I personally think it devolves a lot deeper into the mental issues than Little Miss Sunshine does, especially on a hard turn. So.
Okay, gotcha. All right, 2 for Donnie Darko. Jeremy, Little Miss Sunshine or Donnie Darko?
Well, speaking of a hard turn here, freaking Donnie Darko is so fucking overrated. Like, it's just so... It became a cult thing because kids wanted to be goth and edgy. You know, Donnie Darko's goth and edgy. But no, it's not a good movie. I fucking watched it multiple times. I can't stand it. Like, it's literally just one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
Little Miss Sunshine speaks on levels, though. One, is fucking hilarious. 2, Steve Carell in that movie is just portraying depression perfectly. I mean, and I've watched Little Miss Sunshine probably 100 times, and it also teaches that you don't need to have that. It's okay to have a carnival-like family. Sometimes it's okay to have that, because as long as you're working together, it doesn't matter. So, Little Miss Sunshine, 100%.
Little Miss Sunshine gets a vote. Casey, Little Miss Sunshine or Donnie Darko?
Both definitely great movies. For all the reasons that everybody before me has already said. So I won't repeat everything and sound like a broken record. So I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off and go, you can move Donnie Darko on to the next round.
And Donnie Darko moves on. I would have voted. Well, I am voting for Little Miss Sunshine, but it doesn't matter. It's out.
Damn you, Casey.
Damn you. All right. Next, we go with Freddie. And we will go. Oh, this is a fun one. Casey, you'll love this.
No, I won't.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Versus Stand By Me.
You.
Freddie, you go first. This is random, by the way. This was randomly selected.
Can I just say something?
Yes, please.
Hashtag fuck you, Freddie. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree. Fuck you, Freddie, on this one, because it's not.
Again, I let my kids randomly pick numbers 1 through 32 to put the matchups together. I had nothing to do with
don't. Okay, here's the weird part about that. As far let's go just for movie ratings. I don't mind Shawshank, but much like Star Wars, it is completely overrated.
Woo.
It's not a bad movie, but people give it a 9 and a 10 when it's really a 6.
Ooh.
Star Wars, people give it a 7 and it's really a 4. But besides the point. Stand By Me though is really it. This is 2 movies I don't like.
You don't like Stand By Me either?
No, okay. I don't. I don't like I don't like either one of these movies. I will go with Stand By Me though, just because I have a feeling Shawshank will be moving on.
Freddie goes with Stand By Me. Oh, by the way, and I didn't do it again. Let me go back. Shawshank deals with identity, motivation, and anxiety. Stand By Me deals with friendship, loyalty, and growing up. These are important characteristics, important things that boys deal with growing up. That's why Stand By Me is in here. Jeremy, what are we doing? Shawshank or Stand By Me?
Well, I mean, some Iowan people might need to get cut today, but it is going to 100% be Stand By Me because Shawshank, it's a great movie. I fucking love Shawshank, but I don't think it really touches on mental health as much as Stand By Me does by any means. Stand By Me Who wants to go see a dead body? Fuck yeah.
Casey.
I know. Chancey's eyes just lit up when I said that.
Casey, is it Shawshank or Stand By Me?
I almost feel like I should fucking blow my load, but this early in the first round.
Yeah, it's early to do that.
Well, the sister brothers might be here, so you never know.
Fuck the sisters. Not literally. But I realistically have no idea where I'm going with my vote, so I'm rambling to try and give myself a chance to come up with what I'm going to do.
Remember what the subject matter of this bracket is. It's not the better movie. It's the better
I know.
representation of men's mental health. So keep that in mind.
But I also agree that both of these movies have the reasons why they're in this bracket, and I think they both very well deal with the issues of what they're trying to approach. So it's really, and on top of it, hashtag two of these movies were the final four in our Stephen King movie bracket last fall. And one of them actually won the whole fucking thing in a I did not make these rankings podcast network tiebreaker. Not naming any names. Stand By Me.
Is that your vote?
Yeah, okay. It's Stand By Me because it beat probably my number one personal favorite Stephen King movie. Hashtag, which is also in the final four of the Tom Hanks movie bracket as well. The Green Mile. Tune in Sunday to find out who else is in that and who the Green Mile will be.
All right. So Stand By Me has already won. Both of these movies are fantastic, but in terms of this particular subject matter, I would vote for Stand By Me also, because we are in a time where boys, men, don't have as many friends as we used to. We don't have tribes. We don't have groups. And this movie, Stand By Me, was the perfect representation of friendship, especially between boys. Movies like that, like The Sandlot, is excellent. Friendship is important, especially at a young age. We grow up, we connected, we have people that we can relate to. I love Stand By Me. That is my pick. Chancey, is this a sweep or is Shawshank getting a vote?
I feel a meltdown coming.
Not only is this not going to be a sweep, I don't understand how Shawshank could have lost. And it's I think it was Jeremy who was like, I don't understand how this has anything. Dude, a guy literally hangs himself. Like suicide. Huge mental health issue. Huge. That's like numero uno, ultimo dragons, like the dragon sleeper of fucking mental health issues, all right? Like isolation and the effects that it has on the mind, institutionalization.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And the reason that everybody voted for Stand By Me was this whole friendship thing. I'm sorry. I do recall when Andy Dufresne and Mr. Redding were friends, and they made friends with each other in a hellish environment, leaning on one another for their own mental health.
Needless to say, Shawshank is getting your vote, sir.
Okay. Hey, Chancey, who's is bigger?
Well, I would say yours, since I've been smoking on mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're going to keep it moving. Okay.
The Cubans roll. The Cubans have them thick. What can I say?
I mean, this is Dominican.
All right, let's bounce around off this list. By the way, Stand By Me gets the win 4-1. Next, and Jeremy, you're starting this off. Let's go. Let me find something for you. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
I'll take one of those Brazilian girls down the corner.
One, Psycho versus The Shining.
Okay, this is actually a lot easier than you would think, because The original Psycho is fucking trash. Why
Okay.
is number
Pause.
why is number
Hold
why is
on.
number why is number one on the fucking horror list for IMDb is beyond me.
Which Psycho, by the way?
The original one,
The original,
1960.
yeah.
Okay,
Hold
I just
on.
want to make sure.
I gotta get comfortable for this one.
Okay,
Yep.
I made a mistake. I gotta remember to mention why these movies are fitting here. Psycho, dissociative identity disorder, multiple personalities, versus what did we say? The Shining. And what's the deal with The Shining? I got a whole list here, so I got to find it.
Addiction.
Schizophrenia, the same. Yeah. So
Addiction,
you're gonna notice
abuse,
a lot of trend here.
schizophrenia.
A lot of these mental health issues come up. So, what did you say, Jeremy? What's your pick?
Well, one, I said Psycho is trash and should not be number one in the IMDb horror rankings at all. But I am personally gonna go with The Shining because even though it's got nothing to do with the book, which we won't get into that in this one, but it's still a damn better movie and it deals with a lot more common issues. Most men don't want to dress up like their mother. I mean, that's not a common issue, but I mean, freaking, a lot of men have drinking problems. A lot of men have problems with a wife who doesn't know when to ask for a cigarette in time. So, I mean, it's got to be The Shining. And plus, if I was in a hotel stuck with my wife and kids in the winter, I'd probably fucking kill someone too.
So your vote goes to The Shining. Casey, could you bring a little bit of reality? Could you clean that up for me? Is it Psycho or The Shining?
I will gladly bring a little bit of reality to this matchup for you, for life, Harvey. This is one of the times that the original definitely is better than the sequels and or the hot garbage remakes. Psycho by a landslide, because not that Jack Torrance isn't a twisted, psychotically schizophrenic motherfucker, but you cannot tell me that Norman Bates is not a smidge higher on the freaking wackadoo level than Jack is. So Psycho all day long. Psycho next round. Yeah.
Thank you, DeAndre. I appreciate your comments. DeAndre says if anyone pick anything else, they are wrong. I like his thinking. But my pick next, these are both phenomenal films. I'm picking one not because it's better than the other or it's a better representation of mental health, but it's because of when it came out. Psycho came out way back, and the discussion of men's mental health was not a prevalent one. It's not a prevalent one now, but for it to be discussed way back in the 50s or 60s and to deal with it in obviously a fun and kind of scary way, I'm going with Psycho. And I love Hitchcock, so it's kind of hard for me to vote against that. I love Stephen King, and I love the original Psycho, but I am going with Psycho.
Peace, Dre.
Chansey, is it Psycho
And cue
or The Shining?
meltdown. Cue meltdown number 2.
I'm going with Psycho on this one because
Because Chancey likes to wear a dress.
I always accumulated Jack's mental deterioration to delirium tremens because of his alcoholism. But then again, I may have been overlooking it on that one. But definitely as far as like mental health's concerned, I gotta go with Norman on this, especially at the end when he's sitting there having the whole conversation with his mom in his head, just sitting there, like
With that wackadoo crazy look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I would almost say you could argue it is, dissociative identity disorder, but the very end almost kind of contradicts that, makes it more of a psychopathy because he's cognizant while he's having that mental conversation with his mom.
I think that's what makes it creepier. Is that
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. He knows what's going on. He's
The
still
fact
kind
that
of
he's there. Yeah.
yeah, he's aware, and it is what it is. Freddie, is it Psycho or Shining?
I think the psycho vote on this one, the psychology vote, not the psycho vote, the psychology vote. I should redirect that. Should go, ironically enough, for Psycho. I personally think The Shining is a better movie. At least for me, I think it's shot better. I think there's a better storyline and everything else. But if you want to go mental issue for mental issue, I think Psycho's got it. Not by a lot, but yeah, Psycho's got it.
But like Harvey reminded me during that Stephen King matchup, it's not about great movies; it's about mental health.
It's just which is
the reason why I'm going for Psycho instead of The Shining. Because if I was going for better movies of the two, it would have been Shining. But I'm going for Psycho for the actual mental issue at hand.
I don't know. I find it hard to reconcile that you think The Shining is better than Psycho, but
I agree with him.
Well, you're both crazy. No pun intended.
Well,
I'm not saying Psycho's a bad movie. I'm not saying it. I think it's overrated. It doesn't deserve the rating that it has, but it's not a bad movie.
I will tell you that every horror movie that you watch has stolen something from Psycho.
Just because you're first doesn't mean you're best. Dre is not here right now.
Good for DeAndre. But I'm saying good for him. But the way The Shining is shot, guaranteed they watched Psycho before they started filming.
The thing is though is that somebody had to do it first.
Right.
So the fact that they were ahead in time, they had the ability to do it first. So I'm not going to give them credit because when they were born.
Okay, that's fine. Psycho does get the win, and we'll keep talking about that. I'm sure we'll get to it.
The Psycho was the first movie to ever actually show a flushing toilet on cinema.
Yep, that was a trivia question on one of the first.
Is it one of
freaking
ours?
Bastards championships? Yeah.
Okay, that's something to remember. Psycho moves on. Casey, you're next. You get to start. Let's go back up top. Jacob's Ladder. Where's Jacob's Ladder? Let me find Jacob's Ladder. Okay. Jacob's Ladder from 1990.
It's in the garage.
And it deals with schizophrenia versus the movie Jack.
Oh, you went Robin Williams versus Robin Williams. You bastard.
Jacob's Ladder's not Robin Williams.
No.
Oh no, so I was sorry, I was thinking something else.
I don't know who the fuck.
There's another ladder movie that involved Robin Williams though, wasn't it?
Not Ladder, but I know what you're talking about. But now that I think about it, I really could have taken this movie out and put the other one that he was in, and he was amazing. I didn't do right with this list. But Casey, Jacob's Ladder or Jack?
Yeah, fuck you, Freddie.
Hashtag you made these rankings. I actually enjoy both movies again, but again, like Harvey said very succinctly when I was hemming and hawing over my Stephen King vote, it's not about quality, it's about the mental health aspects of the movie. I'm going to go with Jacob's Ladder.
All right. Like I was mentioning, Jacob. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
No, you're good. I hate having to pick between the two of them.
Jacob's Ladder, PTSD, and schizophrenia, and it is absolutely one of my favorite movies. It is absolutely. It's kind of mind-bending. It's weird. I love Robin Williams. Jack is not one of my favorite films of his. Bye, DeAndre.
Welcome back, Dre.
But Harvey, Jack got the pudding pop. Jack got the pudding pop.
I am going with Jacob's Ladder. So Jacob's Ladder is up 2-0. Chancey, is it Jacob's Ladder or is it Jack?
Yup.
Jacob's Ladder it is. I haven't heard a good yup in a while. Nice to hear it. Freddie, Jacob's Ladder or Jack?
Okay, what mental illness does Jack deal with? Because if I remember right, Jack was a movie where his growth hormone went wild.
I agree with you. This is the only movie in here that really kind of, and I don't know how I came up with this list, and Jack was in here. I think it's reminiscent of Big, the whole idea of a man acting like a child and kind of living that way. That's as close as you're going to get to it. It probably didn't need to be in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. Yeah.
It's not. It's not a mental health issue because it's a physical issue because he quite literally is a boy in a man's body, but the body is not aged right. So if he was in his 30s or whatever it was, timeline wise, and still thinking as a 10-year-old, that's a different story. But he's a 10-year-old who aged 30 years in 10 years, so that wouldn't necessarily be a mental issue. I'm gonna have to go with Jacob's Ladder just because of I don't really think that Jack is a mental health movie.
Agreed. Jeremy, is it Jacob's Ladder or Jack?
Oh, I mean, putting aside the fact that I tried to watch Jacob's Ladder this week and I couldn't even get through all of it, like I got so bored I just turned it off. But Jack does deal with a lot of mental health issues. I mean, his parents, it deals with their mental health issues about having to raise this kid who has his own mental health issues. Like it's about families dealing with mental health basically, and how society deals with it because it's about how his classmates and his hot ass teacher treat him. So I mean, and it's definitely Jack. It's just an all around better movie anyway.
Okay. Well, Jacob's Ladder moves on. I get to start this one off. Let's go.
Agreed, Dre.
12-hour photo.
I could do a whole. Isn't it 24-hour? There's a whole.
Yeah. Or Insomnia.
Yeah, it's actually 1 hour photo. I'm pretty sure.
I'll say it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could almost get half of this would just be Robin Williams stuff, but I lead this one, and it's either Leaving Las Vegas, Addiction, versus Patch Adams, Suicide, Manic Depressive Disorder,
And Loss.
Two actually phenomenal films, two great performances. I'm gonna go with Leaving Las Vegas. Addiction is such a huge part of how men deal with life, how men deal with things. You know, we can't fight things. We just drink, drugs, all these things we can do to deal with life. And Nicolas Cage put the performance of his life in this movie. So I'm going with Leaving Las Vegas.
What'd you say about drugs?
What? Fancy.
About drugs?
Is it Leaving Las Vegas or Patch Adams?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Leaving Las Vegas as well.
Thank you, Kendra. Thank you.
It was sad the whole time, DeAndre. Freddie, Leaving Las Vegas or Patch Adams?
I'm gonna go with Patch Adams for multiple reasons. One, Patch Adams is a very underrated movie. It just the simple fact that it has Robin Williams and it makes it underrated because it's not one of his better films that people relate to majority of the time. And Robin Williams, as far as mental health goes, it's not ironic at all that he died of suicide, because of all and regarding all the mental health movies he's been in. But you were saying that addiction is something that a lot of men have to deal with, and the difference between addiction and loss, and I think addiction is more frowned upon because it's a matter of choice that you started doing this in the first place. I've been there in the past. I can actually speak on this, and I apologize for the people that I offend. But addiction just starting it in the first place, in my own personal opinion, is a choice. It's a harder battle to get out of than it is to get into. Unfortunately, loss though is not something you choose to even divulge in. You choose to love the people you love, and then when they die, especially in his cases, his partner died in horrific circumstances, and it was a sudden shock. It wasn't something like she died from cancer or something like that. She died suddenly and horrifically, and it's a automatic downgrade. So I'm gonna have it's not a pity vote, but it's probably gonna be the lone one. I'm gonna have to go Patch Adams on this one.
Got you. Jeremy, Leaving Las Vegas or Patch Adams?
I actually watched both of these in the last week because I never saw Leaving Las Vegas. And I mean, shit, that movie hits hard. It really does. I mean, and yes, Nicolas Cage does a fucking phenomenal job in that movie. And I mean, that and the fucking scene, the hooker in the hotel room with the boys, like that shit's brutal. That shit is brutal. Like I even had me like going like, holy fuck, for a second before I started making jokes about it. But you know, you gotta go on both sides of it. But giggity. But it's Patch Adams. It has to be Patch Adams. I mean, that movie has so much, and like even watching it, I was like strips. Like Freddie just said, I was saying to my wife, I'm like, you could totally tell what he was going to do eventually by watching these movies. Like it's in his eyes.
It is. Casey, you get to be the tiebreaker. Is it Leaving Las Vegas or Patch Adams?
Oh, damn it.
Also, the reason I picked Patch Adams, but yeah.
Not the reason I picked Patch Adams.
I'm going to go with Leaving Las Vegas only because of the fact that, and my addiction issues may not necessarily be as prevalent as others that other people may have dealt with in their life, whatever the case may be. But it is something I continuously struggle with each and every day, and probably will for every day for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But officially, as of about a week ago, I am 3 months off of tobacco, and it's huge. I have lost a grandmother to alcoholism. So, and that was, I was in like third grade at the time when that happened. So I've seen firsthand what that kind of addiction can do to a person as well as the family dynamic. So Leaving Las Vegas.
There isn't a loser in a lot of these votes. So
No.
Yeah. So Leaving Las Vegas is good. Patch Adams is good. I agree with you on Leaving Las Vegas. Chancey, you get to lead the next one. By the way, we are touching on some mental health issues, some illnesses that I'm sure everybody in here is either dealing with or knows somebody who has dealt with. So these can be a little touchy. If you're comfortable being vulnerable and talking about what you've gone through or how it's affected you, feel free to do so. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this. We don't talk enough. So I wanted people to feel comfortable doing this. This is why I'm comfortable doing it with you guys here. I know each and every one of you. You guys all know me. So I'm in my mini tribe here of men just talking about serious issues that we all go through. So I applaud you all for sitting here and talking about some stuff. And this may touch you or hit you in a soft spot. And I hope this is not going to affect anybody too much. With that, go ahead. Remember to say something?
I was going to say, giggity? Like, I'm not sure whether to put it there or not, but it's there.
That's what she said.
Boom. Fancy, you get to lead. Is it Good Will Hunting or Uncut Gems?
What are the issues in these movies?
Good Will Hunting. I got too many of these things. Let me find. Good Will Hunt is attachment disorder. Obviously, Will went through a lot of stuff. Foster homes, people leaving him. He was abused. So that's Good Will Hunting. Uncut Gems is addiction also. along with other things. It's not just that. Do I have Uncut Gems? Uncut Gems is malignant ADHD, panic attacks, and obviously addiction in terms of his gambling.
I'll go with Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Freddie, Good Will Hunting or Uncut Gems?
I'm yet to have the ability to see Uncut Gems. I don't have Netflix, so I don't have access to it. And unlike Redbox out here, it always seems to be out every time I go to rent it. So I don't really have access to it. I do love Good Will Hunting though. It's one of my favorite Robin Williams movies because it's one of his more serious roles to it too. So I have a feeling Robin Williams is gonna be in like half of these movies. I swear. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Good Will Hunting just because I don't have enough information about Uncut Gems to really put it against it. So
one thing I think everybody will discover in a lot of these movies, comedic actors tend to play the lead in a good amount of these movies, and comedic actors don't get the respect that they deserve to be able to play that range of dramatic and funny and sometimes deep sad. Robin Williams is one of the very best, and it's no coincidence that he's in a good amount of these movies. So that's something to consider. Jeremy, Good Will Hunting or Uncut Gems?
Oh, these are two more I actually watched the first time this week. But totally makes the scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back a lot funnier now that I've seen Good Will Hunting. But I will say that
so you really appreciate Good Will Hunting. I like that. Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, Uncut Gems, I wasn't like, it had to be one of the worst Adam Sandler movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, it just wasn't a good movie. Like, it was just, I mean, yeah, maybe they were reflecting the ADHD thing by the way they filmed the movie, but it just is everywhere all at once. It's like just hard to follow sometimes. But Good Will Hunting fucking definitely gets it because it's Robin Williams playing one of his best roles.
Okay. Casey, it's already over, but Good Will Hunting or Uncut Gems?
Yeah, it's definitely Good Will Hunting. Nothing against Uncut Gems because unfortunately I haven't seen it. It's on my to watch list on Netflix, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. My to watch list tends to get inundated with new requests for the show, so those get pushed to the top, and Uncut Gems keeps going further and further down. So, but I will check it out. But Good Will Hunting is an incredible movie. Great performances by everybody, so it's a worthy winner.
Okay. I get the last vote, and this is the first sweep in here. I will go with Good Will Hunting also. Phenomenal film. It's a sweep. There we go.
How you like them apples there, Uncut Gems?
Bitches. Applesauce. Freddie, you get to start this one off.
Yo.
Is it Silver Linings Playbook or Reign Over Me?
I'm gonna go Silver.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Silver Lining on this one. That's kind of an underrated movie as well. It got a lot of credit for its day, but it didn't really go past that, unfortunately. But going back and watching it now, especially seeing how well known, like Jennifer Lawrence and can't remember the guy, the main person there now, but how well they're known now and doing a movie like that. It's a damn good film. I can't speak much about the mental illness in the movies, but I'm gonna have to go with that one.
All right, I didn't mention it, but Silver Linings Playbook 2012. Jennifer Lawrence won an Oscar for that. Bradley Cooper, I'm pretty positive, got nominated for something. Was I confused here? Silver Linings Playbook and Reign Over Me is one of my favorite movies ever. But we're going with Silver Linings. Jeremy, Silver Linings Playbook or Reign Over Me?
Reign Over Me is more with Adam Sandler and Don Cheadle, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I watched that. I haven't seen that since it came out, and I remember it was amazing though. And Silver Linings Playbook, I actually just watched over like 3 days this week because it took me that long to watch it. But damn good movie, and Jennifer Lawrence, that ass, Jesus. But I see this is a tough one because these are both good quality movies, and they both do deal with a lot of mental health shit. So
you're going with Silver Linings?
no, I think I'm gonna go Rain Over Me just because no one else has gone for it yet, and it's an amazing atmosphere on the performance.
All right. Silver Linings. Rain Over Me is PTSD, and probably, to me, Adam Sandler's best performance ever. It's amazing to me. Casey.
No, Jack and Jill is pretty good.
Terrible. Casey, Silver Linings or Rain Over Me?
Academy Award winning performance by Jennifer Lawrence. Amazing performance by Bradley Cooper. For me, it's definitely Silver Linings Playbook.
I love Rain Over Me. It's one of my favorite movies. That is my pick, which means, Chansey, you get to be the tiebreaker. Is it Silver Linings Playbook or Rain Over Me?
It's gonna be Rain Over Me.
Love you, man. I love you.
Well, I mean, it's it's just so much if we're talking about mental illness awareness, I mean, that's like a glaring I can see what they're talking about with Silver Linings, but like Rain Over Me is just glaring mental illness.
He was amazing. He was so good. Like when you do a movie like that, he had to really get down into grief. If you don't know what this movie is about, Adam Sandler's character is the husband of a mother and kids who died in 9/11. And he is just dealing with life after it. He is in such profound pain. And he portrays it amazingly. Amazingly. The movie around it isn't that great. I won't lie, but his performance is just unreal. So I'm glad that movie won.
It reminds me of the good old times where I was down on my luck and my good friend Harvey took me in and rode me on a scooter down the street and everything as well. So
you're welcome. Last pick to cover the first half of this bracket, we will go with Jeremy. Is it City Slickers or Stranger Than Fiction?
All right. Well, one, I'm gonna say something I always say to my wife usually. We're only halfway in?
Oh my god. Freddie.
Wait, you say that to your wife, or your wife says that to you?
No, I say it to my wife. I'm like, I'm only halfway in. Shit, I got another half to go in still. I ain't gonna take all this.
City Slickers deals with midlife crisis and rediscovery, something a lot of men deal with. That hitting that 40 age, and what am I going to do with myself? Do I need the toupee? Do I need the Corvette? Versus Stranger Than Fiction, mild obsessive symptoms. Another time where a comedian played Will Ferrell was fantastic in this movie.
His only good role.
Wow.
Okay, well, one, Freddie be smoking something over there. I don't know what, but I don't think I've ever actually seen Stranger Than Fiction. I've seen the previews before I know what it's about. City Slickers, I think I've seen at some point. I don't know. I can't remember if I have or not. I feel like I did when I was a kid, but I don't remember. But I'm definitely going with Stranger Than Fiction because it's Will Ferrell.
Okay. Casey, City Slickers or Stranger Than Fiction?
Yeah, nothing against the issues dealt with in City Slickers, but to me, Stranger Than Fiction is definitely the winner in this matchup. So that will be who I'd be voting for.
I vote next. I'm going with City Slickers. That midlife crisis thing is a big part of a man's life. There's also little bits here of relationships with dads, being able to communicate, there's a character in the movie Little says, when I couldn't talk about anything with my dad, we could talk about baseball. There's just things in here that really reflect, and it's three male friends in their 40s going through life, kind of struggling to figure out what to do. And it's got Billy Crystal, one of my favorite comedian actors, another comedian putting a great performance, Bruno Kirby, a lot of great stuff in here. So I will give City Slickers my pick.
It's a Western, isn't it?
It's I don't know if you could even call it a Western. It's got Western.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a Western.
I wouldn't call it a Western. Chansey, City Slickers or Stranger Than Fiction?
Stranger Than Fiction. He's hands down.
Got it. All right. Stranger Than Fiction moves on. Freddie, is it City Slickers or Stranger Than Fiction?
For those who know me, know that I cannot stand Will Ferrell. Every single movie that he has done, every single role, not movie, but role, every role that he has done, I cannot stand, especially not number one on that one being Elf. I cannot stand that movie in general. The only good thing about the movie Elf is Zooey Deschanel, and she has a beautiful freaking voice. However, Strangers in Fiction, as I previously stated on the first voter, is a really, really good movie. It is the exception to the Will Ferrell rule, and it will be getting my vote.
Stranger Than Fiction moves on. We have covered the first half of this, and we will be right back. Pause. Anybody want to do an ad? I'm going to do one. I will do it at the end. Does anybody else want to break one off?
Chance, you want to do one for our show, and I'll take care of my other show with mine?
I got nothing off the top of my head, but I'll think of something.
All right, well, think about it. I'll do one for my paranormal show right now, and you could do one for users later. But please come check out Paranormal the New Normal, the one-of-a-kind paranormal show where we interview those who have gone through the experiences themselves, whether they're mediums, psychics, Reiki workers, animal communicators, whether they've seen ghosts, Bigfoot, or whether they've been abducted by aliens. Yes, we had one of those. No anal probing in this one, I guarantee it. But come check, and returning soon, Paranormal New Normal, we're doing brackets soon. Just got to think of some topics. But they will be coming back soon, and be sure to check out our one-on-one brackets until then. We've had a few done at this point, and we're still looking for people to do more. Anybody can do them. Just hit me up. That's Paranormal New Normal on all your podcatchers out there.
That's it. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I did do a backstage interview with somebody who has never been on the show. So she was Miss Canada a couple years back. So I got an interview here, and she's trying to start a pageant herself. So I'm wanting to branch that out a little bit more, because we only have like right around 40 episodes of that. And I've heard a lot of good reviews, so I'm wanting to use it as an avenue to bring people into the show, into Bastards, not just have it as a fun thing they can do after they've been on the show. So,
okay, good idea. Good idea. Keep branching out. We got to get new people in and watching and listening and loving us. Are we ready to continue?
CC.
Let's do it. All right, we're back. Let's do the second half of this bracket, and we will start with Casey, who is not here. Where are you, Casey?
I'm right here.
Yay, Casey. Pull up your pants. Nobody wants to see you wiping your ass. All right. We're going to start with...
Okay.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or Falling Down?
no.
Oh, damn you.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let me see if I can find One
Yeah.
Flew. One Flew deals with schizophrenia. And what am I doing? What did I get? And Falling Down, which is hilarious, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
deals with paranoid personality disorder. What do you say, Casey?
Wait, did you just say Falling Down is hilarious?
I think it is. I think
is.
So do I.
It
Nico
is.
Douglas he's over the top hilarious. He's great.
It's not meant as a comedy, but it's just
Yeah, I was
there's
gonna
certain
say
things in that
I've never watched that movie through the optics of a comedy, but now that you mention it, I kind of see where you're coming from. But it's just like when you said that, I'm like,
Dude,
did I wake up? Did I wake up in another fucking Mandela dimension? Like, what the fuck just happened here?
dude, when those gangsters try to take his case and he just loses it, you forgot your case. Like it's so funny. It's oh my god. Clearly, it's some dark humor. And
The scene in the restaurant when he's like 2 minutes late and he just wants his fucking breakfast. Yeah.
And that's the
Okay.
difference. Men,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
deal
So,
with
yeah,
stuff
that's the
differently.
point.
Yes.
They took that for fucking what do you call it? Big Daddy.
No, Big Daddy came out after this.
I know that. No,
Just
I said they took that for Big Daddy. They stole it from.
Oh, 4. Okay, I thought you said from. I could have sworn you said from, not 4. All right.
Casey, what's your pick?
Cuckoo's Nest is probably one of the 2 or 3 most classic mental health movies. Yeah, it's going to get my vote. So Cuckoo's
One
Nest.
Flew gets Casey's pick. I'm next. I'm also going with One Flew, even though, like I said, I love Falling Down, but One Flew literally is in a mental hospital. It's the
I was gonna say that.
Like, where can it get any better? So we have to go One Flew. Chancey, One Flew or Falling Down?
Oh, dude, hard yup.
That's all. I
So would that officially mean it's 3 flew over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Glad your screen is dark when you say jokes like that, bro. That's terrible. Freddie, One Flew has already won, but is it One Flew or is it Falling Down?
It's not a sweep. I'm gonna go Falling Down because it's to me it's a story of somebody who has just had so much shit in their life and try to bottle it up, which is one thing I tell people all the time. If you need to decompress at least once a week. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you stuff somebody in a boxing bag, then just beat the living crap out of them. I don't care if you go for a walk. I don't care if you drag a dead body down the beach. I don't care what you do. You need to decompress at least once a week. This guy did not decompress, and you finally get to see him snap, which is what a lot of people would just love to do. They have these fantasies, and they'll even say it a lot about how it's like, oh, I wish that guy would come up to me and say that to my face type thing. But when that guy does come up and say it to his face, you won't do anything. This guy quite literally just had enough, went through his day, and everything that everybody wanted to do, he just freaking did it. No, there's absolutely no fucks given this, and excuse my language. There's nothing given to anybody in this thing. This is the reason why I say it's a comedy to me now, is because it's something that everybody wants to do, but they just don't do it. So it will be getting my vote.
Jeremy, let's finish this off. Is it One Flew or is it Falling Down?
Well, one, Freddie, how do you know I do every Sunday night, man? How do you know I'm dragging bodies on the beach every Sunday? But I drive down to Plymouth and I drag bodies down the beach of Barium. I mean, there's a good place down there for that. But yeah, this is actually a hard one because I actually watched both these movies for the first time over the last couple of weeks, and One Flew Over has been on my list for a long time. I never even heard of Falling Down until I watched it, and it was definitely funny, but I don't think it was a great movie overall. It was kind of boring at parts. I mean, it's a
great moving poster too.
I mean, it's literally just a white guy walking through the hood beating up people. I mean, there's other movies like that actually, but it's 100% gonna be for me One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because I mean, it gave us the great Netflix show Ratched.
All right. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest gets the win. I will say this about Falling Down. Falling Down is the microcosm, the best description of dealing with life. And typically for men, when you have things happen to us, and since we're not trained to communicate, we hold on to stuff. Things happen, we don't let it out, we deal with it, it just sits. It festers and it grows and it grows and it grows until one day, because we're human, we explode. And that's when the word toxic comes up when you talk about masculinity. When we no longer how to deal with our emotions, with our struggles, We do what Michael Douglas' character did in that movie. And it's not right. It's funny to watch it in film. It's dangerous when it happens in real life. So just want to get that out. I go next.
Hey, Harvey, just so you know, though,
Mhm.
and if you should watch the Ratchet Netflix series if you haven't, because Jeffrey's in there because Sir Will Smith drove him so crazy he's in a mental hospital.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Sounds fun. As long as Will Smith's not in it, I can watch it. Otherwise, my remote won't let me press play. So, I mean, otherwise, we're good. So, I start off this next one, and it
Got an app for that.
It is Lethal Weapon, the first one, Suicide, versus Moonlight, masculinity, sexuality. Two fantastic films. Just in case you remember Lethal Weapon, it's an action series, but it really starts with Mel Gibson's character after he lost his wife. How many times did he want to commit suicide? The whole scene with him and Danny Glover in that store where he's got the one bullet and he just wants, and every day he figures out a reason not to do it. Moonlight versus, and that's black masculinity, sexuality, how you were treated based on who you love. Two big issues that we deal with. I love both of these movies. I'm going with Moonlight. It's something that reflects the community that I'm in and the boys and their struggle with so many things that we have to deal with, and just adding sexuality on top of it. And this community that we're in is incredibly homophobic to begin with. So there's so much, and Moonlight did a great job of reflecting that. So Moonlight gets my vote. Chancey, you are next. Is it Moonlight or is it Lethal Weapon?
I'm gonna go with Lethal Weapon.
Mel Gibson played that part really well. I think and they got past that. That's how interesting that series is, because I think you get past the point of his mental illness after that. The rest of it
That was part of why I picked it, was because of I know we're only going off of the first one, but having seen the rest of them, you can kind of see the story arc of how he learned to work his way through his mental illness.
And in the end, it's the friendship. It's the friendship that he grew up with Murtaugh and his family that really made him better. Because he wasn't sitting there in that trailer just by himself thinking about stuff. He actually had somebody to talk to. They did a really good job of that, and I don't even think that was the point, and it was still really well done. Freddie, Lethal Weapon or Moonlight?
So, I don't like any of the Lethal Weapon movies. I never have. There's just not my thing. I didn't even like the show. The show is terrible too. But I don't know if you guys know this or not, because it really hasn't got a lot of press at all. Like nobody's really talking about it. Facebook even doesn't care, but it's Pride Month. And human sexuality is a huge topic, and I think it's discussed a lot, but I also think it needs to be discussed more. So Moonlight, regardless of my disdain for Lethal Weapon, will be getting my vote.
Jeremy, is it Lethal Weapon or Moonlight?
Okay, well, one, fuck you, Freddie, because Lethal Weapon, the TV show, was fucking amazing. And the character who played Mel Gibson's character in the show did such a good job of playing that arc of mental health.
Didn't he have to leave? Wasn't he like a bad guy? Isn't that the one?
Yeah, he literally had a meltdown. And the guy that played Riggs, he had a meltdown and freaking was evidently insanely abusive verbally to Damon Wayans and said some racist bullshit. And it was a huge ass clusterfuck.
But say, I was thinking of the second person that played him, not the first one. Then,
yeah.
But the first guy played the role good until he had the breakdown. But
the second one was Stifler.
The second one was Stifler. Yeah, I forgot.
Sean William Scott. Yeah,
I totally forgot about that changeover. I mean, that show was been over. Yeah, Sean William Scott. Yeah, but I mean, the first guy who played him, like maybe playing that role made him like lose his mind like that, like maybe having to play that role, but. Still, the movies Lethal Weapon, I've never been a big fan of either. I'm not a fan of those movies. But Moonlight, I had to watch thanks to DeAndre Robinson for the 104 Black Movies tournament. And Moonlight was a fucking amazing movie. So I would 100% give it to Moonlight.
All right. Look at that. Moonlight with the win. Casey, is it Lethal Weapon or
Um,
Moonlight?
So, not that it matters because Moonlight's moving on, and not that Moonlight moving on is a bad. Either one of these two movies moving on would have been amazing. Hashtag Chansey for you. I just got in the mail.
Ah,
Hellraiser 1 and 2.
nice.
Hashtag precursor to the real life woes that is the trials and tribulations of Mel Gibson. I'll vote for Lethal Weapon.
Works for me. Lethal Weapon. Moonlight with the win. Chansey, you start. A Beautiful Mind, dealing with schizophrenia, versus What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And that's a little bit of everything, but autism is an issue in this one. So, Chansey, is it A Beautiful Mind or What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
I'm gonna go with The Beautiful Mind. Yeah.
For no reason at all, I would just like to say, did a bracket with the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. We did naming our sex tapes, and I chose A Beautiful Behind as the name of one of my sex tapes. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Nice.
We as a group, by the way, we are bracket bastards. I'm gonna take a picture of this list, and I will cross this by Dre before we do this. We're gonna take that and make a bracket out of those because that is a phenomenal idea. Or we're gonna do the same subject and just come up with our own. Because I don't think there's. To be perfectly honest, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take the ones that you guys have, and then just add to it so we have a full 64, and just do a full bracket like that. Because that list was hilarious. I enjoyed reading that. I didn't vote on it because I couldn't make a decision. So
it was fun to do. And if you're a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's where I got that idea from. So I'm like, I think
I
that
thought so.
Fun. Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. All right. Freddie, what's your pick?
What two movies I got sidetracked?
Beautiful Mind or What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape actually has a little bit of a local location for me. The sweatshirt that Leonardo DiCaprio was wearing when he's sitting up in the tree is an Ottumwa Bulldog shirt.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Ottumwa, actually. That town that was from. I have no idea how he got that sweatshirt, but that's what it was from. Having said that, I'm gonna go with A Beautiful Mind. It's a better movie.
All right. Jeremy, A Beautiful Mind or What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
I actually just watched A Beautiful Mind this morning, and I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape last week for the first time ever because it always looked the description on it when I see it on TV back in the day always looked depressing as shit. So I never watched it, but I am so happy I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape though because of the scene I sent you all in chat today from American Dad with squirrels playing that movie out. It is fucking hilarious. Like, the whole mama thing, like. I didn't want to laugh at that scene, but I had to. Like, I fucking had to. I didn't want to, but I felt like an asshole doing it. But it's just one of those scenes. And it was filmed in Iowa. Okay, I assume that. That's why they had it, because it seemed like it was filmed in, like, the Midwest somewhere. But, yeah, I mean, I got to go with What's Eating Gilbert Grape, because that movie, and I mean, Jesus, I mean, I can relate to having a mother who expects you to do everything for her. I can relate to that, so. Definitely What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Casey, A Beautiful Mind or What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
I actually love both of these movies. So, hashtag fuck you, Freddie. Yeah. I'm going to go with What's Eating Gilbert Grape, though.
There we go, which means I get to break the tie. Look at this.
So, according to Jamie, by the way, because I made a comment just prior about how, like, I have no idea how they got a hold of that shirt. How Leonardo DiCaprio got a hold of that shirt because he's up in the tree. Apparently, it was filmed in Iowa. I did not know that. So,
okay, we learned something. I'm going to break this tie, and I'm going to go with What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yes.
DiCaprio, fantastic performance. And I would like to say that this performance was better than Romeo and Juliet. DeAndre, for some reason, believes that that movie is DiCaprio's best performance.
It's not. It's a good movie, but no.
And that's crazy. So no.
Well, actually, to go, Jamie, I just Googled it, and What's Eating Gilbert Grape was filmed in Texas.
Oops. Oh, by the way, I didn't realize that too. I had chosen this too for that aforementioned bracket, and I had gone with Who's Eating Gilbert Grape as my sex tape idea.
It should have been Who's Eating Gilbert's Grapes, but yeah.
I should have called
That's better.
for this.
See, that's better. Yeah. Out of all people to be on that particular draft episode, Jeremy should have been there.
I should have had you in the sidelines just spitting stuff out to me. So, okay. All right, Freddie, we're going to start with you. This one has a personal connection to me, and you will see why. Is it Fight Club?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder, or My Namesake?
You motherfucker. I knew you.
The movie is called Harvey, and that one is with friendship and loyalty. That is whenever people ask me what my name is, if they're older, I always say, Harvey the 6-foot rabbit? Oh, that's what you're talking about. So is it Fight Club or is it the movie Harvey? Freddie, we will start with you, and no one has blown their load.
I love both of these movies.
Well, Harvey might blow his load if he keeps using that rabbit.
I do. I love both these movies, dude. Harvey is a movie I watched when I was in film school, and it's if anybody's ever seen the movie Arsenic and Old Lace, it has the same kind of background type stage setting to it where you focus a lot on the background characters to it too, because the background characters will tell you a lot more of what's going on in the story than the actual the front stories would. And it's a fun movie. People are going to vote for Fight Club. I don't blame you. Fight Club is a great movie. It's a lot more recent, so there's a lot of recency bias too. But personally, between the two, Harvey, Namesake aside on this one, is a far better film. It's and as far as mental illness goes, I think it has a little bit more of an upfront feel to it, where you don't realize till the end of Fight Club. Spoilers for those who haven't seen Fight Club. It's a 30-year-old movie by this point, almost. It's a lot different. In fact, Harvey, they're trying to put the main character in the movie in a mental hospital.
And they don't.
In fact, spoilers for a movie that's 75 years old.
Right. They put his
they put his sisters, the people trying to get him put into a mental hospital, get them put into a mental hospital because they start thinking they're going crazy because of it. Because everybody else is playing along with it and they're not, so they start thinking that they're crazy as well. It's phenomenal. If you guys haven't seen it, I would recommend checking it out. The guy who plays James,
it's Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. I kept saying James Stewart. Jimmy Stewart.
Right. But yeah.
Jimmy Stewart is one of my favorite roles of his, and that's saying a lot. So Harvey, with a split decision on my own case on this one, will be getting my vote, sir.
Jeremy, Fight Club or me?
Well, I never wanted to see Fight Club and still don't. But I knew the ending of it for a long time, and it just seems pointless to watch it. It's like knowing the fucking ending of that other. It's like knowing the ending of Sixth Sense and like watching, and I still watch that, and I was just like, this is not as good when you know the ending. But I will give it to Harvey because they've played off the giant purple rabbit thing on so many cartoons and stuff that it's freaking hilarious. So I'll definitely go with Harvey.
Casey, Fight Club or Harvey?
Um, hashtag old fogies for life. Harvey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harvey gets the win. I am also voting for me. And it's not because it's my name. If the guy's name was Leonard, I'd still would have voted for it. It's a fantastic performance. I love it. That's an easy pick for me. Chansey, is it a sweep or does Fight Club get a vote?
I'm giving Fight Club a vote because there's so much more than just Tyler Durden's or whatever their name is who's dealing with mental illness issues. The girlfriend is obviously dealing with a myriad of different mental illness related issues, considering one of the lines in there is, I haven't been fucked like that since grade school. So you guys wanted to go fuck around with Peter the Rabbit, fucking, that's cool beans. But, I mean, I thought this was a show about mental health, and I'm choosing the one that's got the most mentally fucked up people in it.
Well, it's not about quantity of mental health issues. It's
Oh.
Okay. With that
Oh.
said, like we said,
My mistake.
if it was, this movie probably has the most. Everybody in this freaking movie has a problem.
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
has a problem.
That's why I was like, why is nobody picking this movie? Like, what's going on here?
You think about it. He's crazy. He creates an alter ego that's crazy. He's sleeping with a girl who's crazy. The whole idea of groupthink, all of these guys who follow him, all of it is insane. So I understand exactly where you come from. I just found it interesting with this character. He's seeing a rabbit because he doesn't have anybody really to talk to. The people around him think that he's got a problem. They try to get him put away, and then they get put away because they think something else. It's just interesting, and the performance is just phenomenal. And last on the list, it's my name. Hard to vote against.
Well, I mean, it is hard, but I'm not actually voting against you, so that made it easy for me.
Exactly.
Chancey, I gotta warn you though that's probably going to be a drop, like the opening drop. The entire I haven't been fucked like that since grade school.
Well, I mean, obviously, considering that's one of the most controversial lines, not only in that movie, but just like, you know, in general.
In general,
they actually. Well, like, no, there's Helen Bonham Carter tells a story from when they were making it that they actually tricked the studio into letting them use that, because at first they were like, there's no way you can do this, and they made him rewrite it, and they wrote something that was like fucking 10 times worse, and they're like, hey, can you just change it back to what you had before?
Yeah. Make it a horse trader is what it is.
You do what you got to do. All right, Jeremy, you're next. Is it As Good as It Gets or What Dreams May Come? As Good as It Gets deals with obsessive compulsive disorder, and What Dreams May Come deals with depression and suicide. Again, Robin Williams is in this. He's in a lot of these movies.
I have not seen What Dreams May Come. I ran out of time to watch that one, but I did watch As Good as It Gets. I think that was the first movie I watched, and it was actually the first time I saw it. And I thought it was the other Jack Nicholson movie for a second when Something's Gotta Give, but like I always get the two mixed up. But I gotta go with As Good as It Gets. Jack Nicholson did an amazing role in that movie.
He's believable. He's kind of emotionless when he's dealing with people. It's a fantastic part. Helen Hunt won an Oscar for that. Actually, so did Jack. So it's a damn good performance. Casey, As Good as It Gets or What Dreams May Come?
Yeah, As Good as It Gets.
I am going to go for it, As Good as It Gets also. That was me. Chancey, As Good as It Gets or What Dreams May Come?
What Dreams May Come.
And that is quite a horror. If you've seen that movie, you know what he's dealing with, but it's really almost more what his wife was dealing with and how she dealt with life. It's a movie worth seeing, definitely. Freddie, finish this off. As Good as It Gets has won, but is it as good, or What Dreams gets your vote?
Every time you guys said what dreams may come, I kept hearing wet dreams may come.
Oh, damn. Should have been on my bracket. Son of a-
That would have been
See,
another good, that would have been a good entry.
You should have hired your Jewish writer, Harvey. What the fuck?
But no, As Good as It gets my vote.
As good as it gets. All righty, we've got.
And I will never look at that movie the same way now.
I'm sure you won't. Casey, you lead here. King of Staten Island versus Truman Show.
Ooh.
King, let me see if I can give a little information on King of Staten Island. Deals with borderline personality disorder. And Truman Show, while looking this up, is interesting. There's actually a syndrome called Truman Syndrome, based on the idea you think that your life is like some fake shit that's being kind of transcribed and put out there into the world.
It's called the Matrix. It's called the Matrix simulation theory.
Okay, that too.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that too, actually, because that's a major theory where a lot of people think this entire thing is just like a video game that some other race is playing, and we just happen to be part of it. So the Truman whatever should be a lot like that, but instead of being a show, it's just a video game.
Truman Syndrome, or also delusion, is actually part of it too. But Casey,
If this is all a video game, then whoever's playing me needs to find the cheat codes and get this shit over with quick. Come on, man.
I hear that.
I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that unlimited money cheat code, like from GTA.
No more beating up hookers. Now we just do it for fun.
Yep.
Casey, what do you think?
It was never fun for you?
God, this is a tough one. We'll go with the Truman Show, though.
Truman Show. I can honestly say this is, I think, the movie on here that I didn't get a chance to see, which is King of Staten Island. So I can't say.
Oh,
So I don't know. So for
you'll
this
love
one,
it.
yeah. You think I will?
He's
annoying though. I feel like
No, he's not, because I'm not a big fan of him normally. But in the movie, it starts off with this because his father's a firefighter who died in action.
right.
So it's about him trying to overcome that. So I think the father thing would hit you. The impact would hit you.
Okay. All right. So I go for Truman also. Chancey, King of Staten Island or Truman Show?
I'm gonna have to go with the Truman Show.
Okay. Truman Show gets the win. Freddie, Truman Show or King of Staten Island?
I'm gonna go Truman Show, but is the movie anger management on this list?
No, and I need to redo. It's an insane amount of movies that it could have been on here.
It could have been a 64. Honestly.
It easily could have been a 64. And
Yeah,
I may come up
64.
with another one, and maybe we do a part 2. We'll see.
Like next year,
Yeah, possibly next
that
year.
thing. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
it's like an annual thing.
Yeah,
Movies where the people are just fucked up.
just pissed and they're all men. Damn it, and we talk about it. But you said Truman, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the Truman Show on that one.
And Jeremy, is it a sweep or Staten Island getting a pick?
I honestly thought the Truman Show was kind of stupid and like the whole idea was just dumb. Like I did not like that movie one damn bit. Like it's Jim Carrey and literally what might have been his worst performance I've ever seen. Like it's just
No,
like.
So you voting for, what are you voting for?
That would be
I'm voting for
wrong.
King.
Voting for King.
I'm voting for King because I mean, and he tattoos a fucking 9-year-old in it because he thinks it's just a good idea. Like what the fuck? Like the dad literally goes to his mom's door, like because that's where he lives in, and he's like, "Your son tattooed my 9-year-old." It's fucking hilarious.
All righty. I start this next one. We're down to the last 1, 2 to finish off this first round. Is it Mask which is another one that's a little bit questionable in terms of mental health. I think this is from 1985. See if I got this date right.
It should have been The Mask. That movie is
1985.
Yeah, I was about to say like The Mask would be a little bit more of a mental movie than Mask would be.
Yeah, I don't know. Mask. Yeah, his issue is obviously a physical one. If we're stretching and looking for mental health issue in there, it's his mom with addiction. This probably again isn't the best one in here. So it's
Well,
Mask. Go
so
ahead.
see, I would have gone with the Mask because that's a story of like split personality.
Oh, without question. Confidence, friendship, loyalty. Oh, there's a little bit of everything in it with just a comedic tone. Versus Antoine Fisher. Antoine Fisher is everything. I wrote this down. There's like a few issues here. Let me see if I can find it. Unrestrained aggression based on race and class issues. Post-traumatic stress disorder. He's dealt with everything. This character dealt with all kinds of stuff, and he was able to survive it. And it's his struggle of not being able to deal with life, and the only thing he knows how to do is to be violent, which is something a lot of men do. We go to drugs and alcohol, or we go to violence. And when he finally gets to talk to somebody is when he's able to deal with his issues, come out of it, find his family, deal with a lot that's happened to him. I love both of these movies. I'm going with Antoine Fisher because I relate to it more. Chancey. Mask.
Antoine Fisher.
Antoine Fisher.
I gotta say, I love The Mask, I should say. I love that movie, but like, I don't know as far as it being on the list.
No, you're right. I could have done a better job of some of these picks, but it just means Antoine Fisher gets
Just that one, really. I mean,
Yeah, probably just that one.
Yeah. Freddie, Antoine Fisher or Mask?
To quote a great man, yep.
There you go. Antoine Fisher wins. Jeremy, Mask or Antoine Fisher?
Never seen Mask. I mean, it's not the better version. It's not the better movie with the name Mask and Tell anyway. But I never seen Mask, and I think I've seen the other one, so I'm gonna go with Antoine Fisher.
Casey, is it a sweep or are you voting for Mask?
I'm going to cast my vote and let Chancey do what Chancey does. So, Chancey, what is it? Antoine Fisher.
It's a sweep.
Bitches.
Bitches. Only the second sweep in this, which I guess is okay.
And well, that means the wife gets a little time off today. She doesn't get to burn as much.
Well, but then again, Mask should not have been on this list.
Valid.
The Mask.
Mhm.
The Mask. If it was between The Mask and if it was in between The Mask and Antoine Fisher, I would have gone with The Mask.
I think everybody would have.
Oh, no, I would.
But
I still think I would have gone with Antoine Fisher, but it would have been much closer.
that probably would have been like a split vote.
Yeah. Chancey, you get to lead the last vote as we finish round one. Flight, alcoholism. That is Denzel's movie as a pilot. Versus A Clockwork Orange. Antisocial personality disorder at its best. What do you think?
yeah, I'm going Clockwork Orange for sure.
Absolute craziness. Freddie,
Look,
Clockwork or
little-
Flight?
little bit of the ultra violence.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
All day, yep.
Jeremy, Clockwork or Flight?
Never saw a Flight. Didn't get a chance to watch that, but
It's a good movie.
you'll know I'm gonna go with some of the old good In Out, brother.
So Clockwork.
Oh yeah.
Casey, Clockwork or Flight?
Yeah, I haven't personally seen Flight, but Clockwork Orange is one of those movies that is definitely worthy of my vote. So Clockwork Orange.
And me, I will also vote for Clockwork, even though Flight, great performance, addiction is a big deal. but Clockwork is special in its place in cinematic history. That is the end of the first round, and we will be right back.
Some good nudes in Clockwork too.
All right. Does anybody want to do a second one? I will do one at the end of we finish the second round. Anybody want to drop an ad in here?
Chancey, are you prepared?
God damn it, Jeremy! I was ready for it, and then you said that shit, and it was just, I lost all my composure. Like, I was gonna be all like, right? It's like that one time everybody fucked up that fucking 2 guys, 1 guest. Like, fucking, god damn it!
But
It wouldn't have been that good, but it was close.
we did, however, make sure that every time after that, we put our fucking mute button on because that way you can get through it. Because all of it, the moment you said the 2 guys, 1 guest, like, caught the reference and we all just burst out laughing. Some of us had mute on. You can still see it through the camera that we're just losing our shit in the background.
I was okay with that, but it was when somebody else started laughing and I could hear it, I was done. Like, I was like, shit!
And then you couldn't do it the rest of the show, too. You just kept going back to it.
I couldn't get back. Yeah, like, once it was gone, like, I had a whole shtick lined up for it and everything, and then it was just like, fuck.
Your final adaptation of that, by the way, is still your ad that plays on the Spotify episodes.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Oh, I'm glad it survived anyway.
All right. So we moving on, or somebody doing something?
I don't have anything.
All right. I'm gonna pick up the pace here a little bit, guys. It's 3:40. It took forever. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. We're back. And now we went through the first round, so no more description of these movies. Let's just talk about them. We have a pretty good idea what's going on here. Chancey, we start with you. Donnie Darko or Stand By Me?
Donnie Darko.
Freddie, Donnie Darko or Stand By Me?
Chancey and I are like simpatico on a lot of these things. This is my 3rd yep in a row.
Okay. Jeremy, Donnie Darko or Stand By Me?
Hey, Harvey, buddy, come stand by me over here while I go crush this Donnie Darko tape up a lot. All right? Yeah,
That's Stand By Me. I'll go ahead and translate.
that's stand by me. Yeah.
Casey, Donnie Darko or Stand By Me?
So I'm going to lay this down at the feet of our esteemed host and make him fucking break the tie. I'm going to go with Stand By Me.
I am also going to go with Stand By Me.
Yes, get Donnie Darko the fuck out of here.
That wasn't the point, but okay. All right, next we lead with Freddie. Jacob's Ladder or Leaving Las Vegas?
I don't like anyone. I don't like either one of these movies. I kind of gave Leaving Las Vegas, not the movie. I gave the addiction issues last time we discussed this a little bit more of a harsh tone, and I apologize about that. I'm not downgrading addiction as an issue. I will be voting for it this time, but I just wanted to apologize for that again because I did not mean to offend anybody on that one.
So Leaving Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Jeremy, Jacob's Ladder or Leaving Las Vegas?
Well, I think what Freddie's trying to say is drugs are bad, okay? But
I mean,
yeah.
well, okay, no, drugs are not bad. Drugs are not bad. It's just you have to know your limitations. You're gonna have too much oxygen and kill yourself.
That's a gas, not a drug. But
Yeah, but you'd be high as hell when you die, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't finish Jacob's Ladder even because it was a horrible movie. I watched all Leaving Las Vegas, and the ending of him fucking dying with her inside her is just touching.
So we're going with Leaving Las Vegas?
Yes.
Okay. Casey, Jacob's Ladder or Leaving Las Vegas?
Yeah. Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas with the win. I still am going for Jacob's Ladder, even though it's already gone. Chansey, is it Leaving Las Vegas or Jacob's Ladder?
It's kind of a bad seeding because I would definitely vote for both of these movies, but I got to go with Jacob's Ladder more so on the crazy factor.
Okay.
That movie poster is great, though. I can tell you that right now. The movie poster for Jacob's Ladder.
It's creepy.
That is, yeah. It kind of reminds me of the No Way Out poster that has Stone Cold Steve Austin, like the three faces of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
For all you wrestling fans out there.
I never thought about that before.
It's interesting. Jeremy, we start with you. A Clockwork Orange or Psycho?
Oh, we definitely going with the old in out here. It's definitely a Clockwork Orange. Just give me that bush.
Casey, A Clockwork Orange or Psycho?
Psycho all day long and twice on Sunday.
I am going with Psycho also. Chansey, Psycho or Clockwork Orange?
I mean, as much as I love A Clockwork Orange, I do have to go Psycho on this one.
Go Psycho with the win, but Freddie, is it Psycho or Clockwork Orange?
Just to appease Jeremy, I'm gonna go with Clockwork Orange.
Got it.
That is one of my dad's favorite movies. So
That's good.
which probably says something about me, actually. But
We are our father's sons. Casey.
unfortunately, at times.
Casey, we will start with you. Good Will Hunting or Reign Over Me?
Good Will Hunting only because still, since the last round, I have still not seen Reign Over Me. So, and I have Good Will Hunting, and it's an amazing movie.
I will go with Reign Over Me. Chansey, Goodwill or Reign Over Me?
I'm gonna have to go with Reign Over Me.
Freddie, Goodwill Hunting or Reign Over Me?
I think Bracket Bastards has officially become like an unboxing video.
Why?
Because freaking Casey trying to open up an envelope from Prime.
He's got his side business going on.
Going on. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm gonna go Goodwill Hunting on this one.
Jeremy, you get to break the tie. Is it Goodwill Hunting or Reign Over Me?
Fuck. It's definitely Reign Over Me. It's definitely Reign Over Me. Good. It's just a slightly better movie.
Fantastic. I start, and we've got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest versus What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I'm going to go with What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Chansey, One Flew or Gilbert Grape?
I'm gonna go with One Flew.
This was a hard one for me, but no pun intended. Freddie,
That's
One
what your
Flew
wife said.
or Gilbert Grape?
Just for the one scene, because I'm not, since we're past the first round, I'm gonna stay away from the mental aspects of it. I'm gonna go towards the movies themselves. I love the scene, the entire the hedge clipper scene from One Flew, and I'm gonna have to go off of that one because it's one of the it's not scary, but to me, I love epic death scenes, and that's probably one of my favorite ones. So I'm gonna have to go for One Flew just because of that.
Jeremy, One Flew or Gilbert Grape?
Well, put it this way. I'll tell you what's eating Gilbert's grapes. Some MILF pussy, some young pussy. So, I mean, I'm going with what's eating Gilbert Grape. Johnny Depp got everything in that fucking movie, and he still got to be all miserable and emo and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Casey, you get to break another tie. Is it one flu or what's eating Gilbert Grape?
So it's 2-2 then. Crap. I don't like this.
I don't think that's one of the names of the movies.
Nope.
Hashtag next time you come on an evening at the movies, we will not be muting when you do your intro for the damn movie, and you can have all the meltdowns again.
That's a long hashtag, dude.
Yeah, it is a long hashtag.
That's what she said. All right,
Again,
keep
that's
going.
3 flew over the cuckoo's nest.
There we go. One flew.
Hashtag
Clancy.
Bigfoot furry dick.
Chancey, you get to lead.
Yes.
Is it Harvey or As Good as It Gets? It's okay. Vote however you want.
I mean, Harvey's cool and all.
I feel like somebody's talking about me. I feel like I've heard.
I know,
this conversation.
That's weird. That's what's so weird about it. It's because like I'm not talking about you, but it's like I feel like I'm talking about you. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, honestly, they're both kind of the same to me. Like the guy came up with an imaginary friend, and then a bunch of people went batshit because of it. Yeah, I'll go with Harvey. Fuck it.
Okay.
Well, that's what Chris said, but
So, Chancey, you went with Harvey.
His hot wife, Carice.
Shut up, Freddie. Is it Harvey or is it as good as it gets?
You're the one who really said it, Harvey. Come on. I will be going with Harvey on this one. Hopefully he votes the same way. But it's not. I love how the movie turns out, and like I said, not only the foreground characters, but all the background characters that you don't notice for the first couple times you watch the movie. Then you start to realize that they have just it's like Clue in a way too, where you notice people in the background doing what they do, and then their small actions have big effects later on. And it's one of these movies that not a lot of people have ever heard of. It's like The Quiet Man, because when you think of John Wayne, The Quiet Man never really happens to come up. But Harvey's one of these movies that nobody's ever freaking heard of, but when it does, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that freaking movie. So yeah, Harvey will be getting my vote until it's gone.
Okay. Jeremy, Harvey or As Good as It Gets?
yeah, sorry, buddy. And this one I gotta go for the old white man over the old black man. So I'm gonna go with this something got as good as it gets.
Got you. Casey, Harvey or As Good as It Gets?
Okay, never mind.
Took you a minute, right, Freddie?
It did. 'Cause I was trying to figure out what black man you were talking about. Because there's no black man in the movie, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's Harvey. Okay. Sorry, Harvey, I forgot about you.
But you don't forget about Dre.
I was waiting for that to come out. Okay.
Nah, he's alone in my basement.
Casey, Harvey or As Good as It Gets?
Oh, fogies for life. Harvey.
Harvey gets the win. Look at that. Finish us off, Harvey. I was going to vote for Harvey anyway. So,
Well, I mean, if anyone's gonna finish us off, but
Freddie, you lead us off. Stranger Than Fiction or Moonlight?
I'm happy to go Stranger Than Fiction, even though I don't like Will Ferrell.
Jeremy, Stranger Than Fiction or Moonlight?
Freddie, remind me to put my nuts in your drum set. But yeah, I am 100% gonna have to go with the fact that I've never seen Stranger Than Fiction, so I'm gonna have to go Moonlight because I've seen that. It's an amazing movie.
Casey, Stranger Than Fiction or Moonlight?
Both of these are equally great movies. I went with Stranger Than Fiction last time, so we'll even it out and balance it out with Moonlight this time.
Moonlight. I am voting for Moonlight. Moonlight gets the win. Chansey, Moonlight,
Yup.
Stranger. Yeah, we go. I like that, man. All right.
Aha!
Ah-ha.
Jeremy, the last matchup in the second round. Is it Truman Show or Antoine Fisher?
Fuck. Don't really care for either one. No, I mean, truly, I think I've seen Antoine Fisher. I honestly can't remember if I have or not. But I'll go with the Jim Carrey show just for the moonlighting in that movie when he's doing his gardening. So
All right, Truman Show gets a vote. Casey, Truman Show or Antoine Fisher?
Antoine.
I am voting for Antoine also. Chansey, Truman Show.
Yup.
There we go. Antoine with the win. But Freddie, finish off this round. Is it Psycho or is it Antoine Fisher?
Psycho.
Did I say Psycho? Truman Show or
Yeah,
Antoine?
you said Psycho. About to say.
Yeah, I was about to get pissed off because I was like, wait a minute.
You know why?
Yeah, that would have
Because
changed the vote.
Antoine Fisher's already won, but that's what it's taken on next. But
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, so it doesn't matter because Psycho's gonna beat anyway.
right.
I would have gone Truman Show though. It's a good movie, and I still every once in a while do the entire what is it? Good morning, and just in case if I don't see you, good evening and good night type thing.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah, sorry. There you
Good
go.
night.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
And there we go.
So,
That is
sorry,
the
I might
end.
have a slight concussion. So
Okay. All right.
When did you wait? You got a percussion?
did I say percussion? I meant concussion.
He definitely has
I
a
don't know.
concussion then, based on that. All right. That's the end of the third round. This is our last break, I believe, and we will be right back. All right. Anybody have any last words before I throw one down?
Go ahead and throw one down, Harvey. Oh,
I will try. I've been toying with this. So
are you sure? Are you sure you want to try this with your percussion?
my percussion. I'll try. Shit. Welcome to Bastards Backstage is what you would normally hear when you join up on the show. We're looking for more guests for Bastards Backstage. If you think you can run the gauntlet of backstage questions like everybody on the show, including myself, has done, go ahead and contact me and we'll see what we can do. It's a fun time. Check it out.
Okay.
Percussion not included.
Yeah, percussion not included.
All right. All right, here we go.
I still don't know if I actually said percussion or not. That's the sad part. I don't know.
No one tell him. No one tell him.
It's
Wait,
not like
wait for him.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, but now you
Wait
got
for
me
him
wondering.
to wait for him to find out in editing.
Yeah, when I edit, you're like, you son of a biscuit.
You son of a bitch.
No, but before the show, like I was planning last week. You guys listened to the show. I was planning on recording in my hammock because I'm not hosting,
say that.
so I didn't have to worry about it. Anyway, I went out there and I was laying down and everything else, getting comfortable. A button on my butt cheek got hooked onto the fabric of it, and I went to jostle myself around. Apparently, I bounced it too hard, and the hook that holds the chain together to the framework, the hook bent. So I went from about like 2 feet off the ground directly into the metal framework of the freaking hammock. So I might have a slight concussion.
Listen, percussions are serious, man.
Percussions are serious.
They are. You never know how long it takes to recover from them. So if you have a percussion, make sure you find a medical professional to help you deal with these problems.
Don't you need a
PTE
percussionist?
kills people.
You might need a percussionist.
Always have your drum key.
Oh, Phil Collins is my favorite percussionist. Okay, let me break this off. Here we go.
See, the only thing it's good at.
Boo! Hi, I'm Harvey, host of Men of the Prize, a podcast, and of course, one of the OGs of Bracket Bastards. I hope you're enjoying this episode. We got a little bit serious here. We're talking about men's mental health. Aside from these movies that we're talking about real life. This month is dedicated to men opening up about their issues. One of our biggest issues is just talking about what's going on in our lives, talking about our struggles, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, all these things that hold us back that are kind of perceived as not manly if we talk about them. I wanted this episode to be an open space. We're having fun. We're talking about movies. And more importantly, I am here with 4 of my good friends just talking about movies and how they deal with our lives. If you are a man who is struggling with anything, find somebody to talk to, journal, do whatever you want. If you are getting to the point where you're going to potentially make a bad decision, find a friend, find somebody to talk to, pick up your phone, dial 988, talk to somebody who will be there for you because we need you here with us. Back to the show. All right. To end this, we're going to not take another break from here. We're going straight. We're going, dare I say, hard the rest of the way through. And let's see how that works. I'm gonna
Watch out, cervix. Here we come.
Watch out. All right. Start with me. Is it Stand By Me or Leaving Las Vegas? I am going to go with Leaving Las Vegas for this one. Chancey, Stand By Me or Leaving Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Leaving Las Vegas.
Freddie, Stand By Me or Leaving Las Vegas?
One of the few people I haven't agreed with this entire time would be Casey, so I'm going to go with Stand By Me.
Look at that. Jeremy.
Hopefully make him a tiebreaker.
Maybe. By the way, nobody has blown the proverbial load. Jeremy, Stand By Me or Leaving Las Vegas?
That you know of, Harvey. That you know of. But I will, of course, because of the Family Guy version they did, I will go with Stand By Me.
That means that Casey.
Damn.
Is it Stand By Me or Leaving Las Vegas?
Hashtag. Fuck you, Freddie. Fuck you, Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you go with?
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me moves on and is in the final 4.
With a complete turnaround, dude.
Yeah.
No, lean on me should have been in here too, Harvey.
You lean on me?
Yeah. There's a lot of mental issues in that fucking movie.
Yeah, could be. It's not like the focal point, but yeah.
I mean, on that same respect, I would have gone with "Oh Captain, My Captain" as well. They're Jeremy.
Oh, Captain. Jesus. Chancey, we're gonna start with you. Is it One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or Harvey?
I'm going to go with One Flew.
Freddie, One Flew or Harvey?
I've already stated mine. But for dexterity purposes, yes, it is Harvey.
All right.
You guys know why.
Damn right. Jeremy, One Flew or me?
Well, as much as I hate that Harvey flew over the cuckoo's nest and got a percussion, I got to go with One Flew.
Casey, One Flew or me?
So I could be a dick and totally go with you and make you break the tie.
You should.
Which means it's obviously good. Let's see just how allegiant you are to your own self, Harvey. We will go with I'm voting for you. Now break the tie.
Harvey, if you're gonna do black magic, you gotta say Shaka Khan.
I was trying to do from Wayne's World, but it clearly didn't fit. All right. So I'm breaking the tie, and I don't even like the name Harvey. That's just what I was given. I don't look like a Harvey. Can I just say that? I don't.
You're not a Harvey. You're a Harvandre.
A Harvandre. Yeah.
But it still fits.
No, Harvey. When you think of Harvey, you think of Harvey Weinstein looking motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh,
of
don't ruin
everyone.
that now.
I don't do that. That is you. I am going with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for this one. So I had to kick myself out. It hurt. I had a spiked boot on. I'll never recover. What can I do? Freddie.
Steel-toed slippers.
Steel-toed slippers. Freddie, you will lead Rain Over Me or Moonlight.
Harvey. No. I'm gonna go with Moonlight on this one.
Jeremy.
Same reason as before.
Mm-hmm. Rain Over Me or Moonlight, Jeremy?
I feel like Moonlight deals with more issues. So Moonlight.
So you're voting for
I said
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Got it. Wasn't sure. Just
Get
for
your hearing
dexterity
aid.
purposes.
Get your hearing
Yeah,
aid.
you're getting old, Harvey. Damn.
Okay. Damn. You hurt my feelings, but I can deal with it because I'm an old man. Casey, Rain Over Me or Moonlight?
Not that it's related, but we'll dance with the devil by the pale. Moonlight.
Very nice reference.
I mean, technically, it's related. It's the name of the.
Well, I mean, it is technically the name of the movie, but wrong movie.
I am also voting for Moonlight. It's already got the win. Chansey, is it a
Yep.
sweep? Yes, it is. We got another sweep. All
Call
right.
your wife. We need a broom.
And the last pick of this round, led by Jeremy, is it Psycho or Antoine Fisher?
See, if it was Bates Motel versus Antoine Fisher, it might be go a different way, but it's definitely Antoine Fisher.
Casey, Psycho or Antoine Fisher?
Uncultured swine. Psycho.
I am going with Antoine Fisher. Chansey, is it Psycho or Antoine Fisher?
Psycho.
Leaving it to the man, the myth, the legend, Fredro, is it Psycho or Antoine Fisher?
Just because Harvey doesn't like his namesake, and I kind of want to pay him back for it, I'm gonna go Psycho.
And Psycho with the win, which is perfect with these four. We are at the final four. The final four, Stand By Me, Moonlight, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Psycho. Casey, you start us off. Is it One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or Psycho?
Oh, damn.
You know, honestly, this could be like a before and after pick because, you know,
Uh-huh.
before he goes to the loony bin, he kills all them folk, and then he goes to the loony bin.
And he kills some more folk.
Damn.
Location.
Vocation.
Percussion.
Mm-hmm. Don't go to sleep, Freddie. Don't sleep. Worst thing.
No nap.
No nap.
PTE is a real aspect of the NFL life. Psycho. Damn it.
You going with Psycho?
He's going psycho.
Psycho.
I am
is.
going psycho. Freaking sucks.
You know, nobody had blown their load yet, Casey. So
Too late now. You already said Psycho.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
I am going with One Flew. Chansey, One Flew or Psycho?
I gotta go with Psycho on this one.
Freddie, One Flew or Psycho?
I'm gonna end it here. Psycho.
Psycho is in the finals. Jeremy, One Flew or Psycho?
Either one of them should be.
True.
Yeah, but one's not gonna be.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, One Flew. I was hoping for the tiebreaker.
Okay. The other, let's find out what Psycho is going to take on. I start. Is it Stand By Me or Moonlight? I'm going to go with Moonlight. Chansey, is it Stand By Me or Moonlight?
Moonlight.
Freddie, is it Stand By Me or Moonlight?
I'm going to Stand By Me.
Jeremy, is it Stand By Me or Moonlight?
Don't
Stand by
don't,
me.
You
Stand by me.
son of a.
Son of a bitch. Son of a biscuit.
I love this fucking shadowing with the light behind me because I had the biggest grin on my face as soon as Freddie said what he said.
Kind of reminds me of like the banker from Deal or No Deal.
Just waiting. Just ha ha ha. Did you vote or did I get deafy and miss it?
I said
No,
stand
he
by
just-
me.
Which means
You might need to stand by me. You're going fucking deaf in your old age.
No. What's your name again? Casey. Casey. Is
Going deaf and Alzheimer's.
Yo, I'll try. Yeah, you're right. See, this should be a whole bracket just about the problems I'm going through. Let's do this.
You know,
Like what?
I've been really nice and not brought it up in a very long time, but how's active adult living going for you, Harvey?
They don't bring me enough pudding.
Harvey loves those pudding pops.
No, Jeremy. No, Jeremy. Don't say it.
He loves those pudding pops. What can I say?
I'm
Damn it.
cutting this shit off right now. Stand by me.
Stand by me.
Sorry,
The
Moonlight.
finals.
With another turnaround, actually.
There you go. Yes. Finals. Let's just go all the way through. We don't need a third place. Is it Chansey? It is you. Is it Stand By Me or Psycho?
I blow my load.
Nice. Freddie.
I knew we weren't going to get all the way through without having that happen.
Same.
I will be blowing my load right after Chansey.
Jeremy. Stand By Me or Psycho?
I think I might have to go with Stand By Me. I was considering the load bloweth, but, you know, I don't think it's necessary this time.
Casey. Stand By Me or Psycho?
I'm not going to let the two bastards on top of my screen be the only two that do it, so I'm going to blow my load as well. And Harvey, you can cast the vote.
Or I could blow my load. So,
Or you can blow your load, literally throw the whole thing, just make it a moot point.
damn right.
This screen's going to get really white in a minute. That's all I'm saying.
So, Chansey, back to you. With one vote put out there, now you. Is it Stand By Me or Psycho?
Psycho.
Freddie, is it Stand By Me or Psycho?
It's Psycho.
Casey, is it Stand By Me or Psycho?
So I theoretically could put the final nail in the coffin, or I could let you have a relevant vote as the host of this episode. So I'm going to, not because I think it is the better men's mental health movie, but I'm going to let you have a relevant vote, and I will vote for Stand By Me. Break the tie, old fogey.
All right. And to complete this, and first of all, thank you guys for doing this. This was fun. We will do it again next year, and I will have better movies in here or more, other films, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I kind of know which one it has to be. It really has to be
Sophie's
Psycho. Yeah. I mean, the winner is Psycho. That's the one that gets my pick. I'm actually surprised Stand By Me beat Moonlight, but it is what it is. Psycho was the winner. One of the first real movies discussing or showing mental health at its worst. Guys, this
And
was
it's the first one to flush your toilet. So
and then we got to see some blood, but not even blood, going down the drain. It was well done. Alfred
Chocolate
Hitchcock
syrup.
always came through. Zerp it is. Guys, this was fun. We talked a lot. Thank you for being open and just talking about these issues. And we just talked about mental health, and it didn't hurt too much, did it? It was okay, all right? All right,
I might go need a good cry now. Might need a good cry.
Hey, and you're man enough to have a good cry. Everybody, let everyone know where they can find you. Chansey, where can the people find you?
On the Book of Faces, they can find me under my name. Instagram and TikTok is the Red Eye Roundtable. Twitter is Red Eye Table. And every Tuesday, you can find me and Jeremy on Maniacal Music Musings. That's basically everywhere, but it's live every Tuesday on YouTube and shit.
Okay.
Emphasis on the and shit part.
And shit. Can't go wrong with that. That's the best part of it.
All other types of ill shit.
Yes.
Harvey likes those Cleveland Steamers. What can we say?
Oh, hell to the no. Freddie, where can everyone find you?
If you don't mind, I'd like to go last.
Oh, he wants to go last.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
so I can do the entire outro
Makes
type
sense.
thing.
That's correct. Jeremy.
Well, besides find me with that knucklehead over yonder, you can find me on Paranormal Normal, on Global Strangeness, and guesting on thousands of other podcasts monthly. But you can yes,
It's about that much, yeah.
Don't ignore that wife of yours, bro. You know what happens. Don't do it.
I take care of the wife. Don't you worry, son.
Good.
But you can also find me on Facebook as Paranormal Normal / Maniacal Music Musings with podcast with S Facebook group. Name change coming soon. And you can find me on Twitter and the Gram as Juggalo Bastard. And you can find me on TikTok as at Juggalo Bastard Podcast, which TikTok's been blowing up lately. I don't know why. But maybe it's all those people in Wisconsin that can't do it anymore. I don't know. But you can also find both me and Chansey on YouTube streaming live every Tuesday, and me streaming whenever the hell I feel like streaming on the Blind Knowledge Network. Because all knowledge was blind until Chansey blew his load.
Jesus.
KZ, where can people find you?
You can find both An Evening at the Movies and Literature Reapers wherever you get your podcast listening fix. We drop new episodes of movies every Wednesday. Reapers drops new episodes the first Monday of the month. Possibly we might be looking at adding some more episodes throughout the month for that as well. You can also find us both shows on Good Pods. We are both shows are ranked on Good Pods in the top 100 as well. You can find us all over social media. Just search for the name of either show. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me, Harv. I look forward to getting back to drafting with you on Tuesday night and getting back in the saddle of winning drafts and going back to the back of the pack again.
Casey,
Back
thanks
to
for
the
coming.
the typical normal of I did not
typical-
make these rankings.
Chansey, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Casey, thank you for joining us here. Jeremy, thanks for being here. Freddie, as well, thank you for doing this. I am Harvey, host of Men of the Prize, the podcast, co-host of Love is Black, the podcast that I host with the hot wife, Carice. Laugh yourself, silly Freddie. We know you do. This was a fun bracket. This was very enjoyable. You can find me on harveylaguerre.com, where you can listen to my podcast with men talking like we did on this episode. Every week, we open a man a little bit, crack him open a little bit, just to get him to talk about what's going on. That is pretty much my mission in life, to get men open, vulnerable, and emotional. So to be able to find a way to connect this with movies and real life with men was really fun. You can always find me social media. Just type my name in. My website, you can get all my links to all my social media. You can catch me on Tuesdays with my boy Casey. That way. I always mess that up. Always point in the wrong direction for a life, where we do our fun brackets as a member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast networks. Finally, Freddie, thank you for letting me host this week, and I leave it to you.
And I am your usual host, Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Bracketology. We have 2 polls going up every single day. Currently, it is the IMDb top 64, and the movie Mustaches, which ends today, and it looks like Sam Elliott is going to be taking the crowd on that one, which means Tombstone will be taking the 32nd spot in the Champions Tournament, which starts in about 2 hours from now. So make sure to check that out as well. I'm also on Twitter at Fisher777, as you can see from my tag. We're at Bracket Pod, and on Instagram, you can find me at Can't Lick Me, not one word. Next week, I am back in the hot seat, and we have Seth Rogen movies. So we are going from a very, very deep subject, such as men's mental health, to Seth Rogen. On a side note, before I end the show, I would like to implore you, all of our male and female listeners out there, that if you are having trouble with anything in life at all, counseling is an option, and it's not as faux pas as it used to be. I would like to admit, because I know a lot of men have trouble admitting that they have problems in life. I have major, major, major anxiety issues that limits me in life, and I'm working on that. If you feel that you have anything that you feel is going wrong in life that you're not really wanting to admit to yourself, I implore you to do that. And it's not a downturn at all. In fact, you are stronger knowing where your weaknesses lie. Other than that, I will leave this week with the immortal words of Jerry Springer, and that is this: take care of yourself and each other. See you next week, guys.
And you're not the daddy.